Hey guys, my name is Kristen. I am a reference librarian from the Bedford Branch Library. I'm just going to share some books with you guys today. These books are all nonfiction books and they have lots of different subject matter. So hopefully there'll be a little bit of everything for everybody. The first one I'm going to start with you guys is called A Season with the Witch, the magic and mayhem of Halloween in Salem, Massachusetts. This is a great nonfiction book because we are approaching Halloween season, but also if you are interested at all in Salem, Massachusetts and kind of the magic that surrounds that city, or you are interested in the historical aspect of the Salem witch trials, this is a really great book in that it marries the two of those. The author spent a whole month in Salem from the beginning October right up until Halloween Day. And in this book, he talks about the experiences of being in Salem during that time of the year. If you guys don't already know this or you haven't figured this out, Salem in October is nuts. It's jam-packed. It is a huge tourist attraction. That whole month of October, they have haunted happenings, right? That's kind of like their touristy thing. And so the author really goes into detail about living in downtown Salem during that time of the year and just covers an array of topics. So he talks about the people who dress up as monsters on the side of the street, the actual Wiccan witches that practice within the city, the gimmicky side of Salem, so the different museums they have, and also other museums, so like the Peabody Essex Museum is a big topic in here. He also talks about people who are from Salem, the people who had a major role in the Salem witch trials, who were affected by the Salem witch trials. He does a really great job of focusing on the different landmarks and the people who were involved in that time. And so the whole book is broken down into different aspects of Salem, Massachusetts during October and kind of the experience you could get from going there. And so since traveling's not really a big thing right now, it's kind of a great book. I just finished it. This was the first time reading it, but it was really great because I love Salem. I love Massachusetts. And so it was really nice because I felt like I could go to Salem without actually traveling. So the author's style of writing is really great. He's very comical and very laid back. He jokes a lot around in this book. It's just a really great read. There's a lot of research that's backed by this. And so it was a good read. Okay, so if you like history, if you're interested at all in the Salem witch trials, or if you're interested in Salem as the city and all of the different ways that it's like a complicated thing, then this book would definitely be interesting for you. The second book I'm going to talk about is a biography, an autobiography or a memoir. It is the book Becoming by Michelle Obama. And this just details her life. She begins by talking about her family. She had this really close-knit family. She was very close with her parents and her brother, how her education and her extended family, her experiences throughout that time before she met Barack, right? Because Barack Obama was our president. She was the first lady. And so we really only had that glimpse of her after they became more public, and she just had a really wonderful upbringing, and she really paved the way for herself. She was brought up in a really strong-minded house, and she made some really hard decisions, and she did a lot of work, and she worked hard, and it's just a really great book to have some insight into who she is as a woman. I've always admired her because I feel like she's always been a really strong minded woman who's very much into community development, support, education, the youth. And all of that is still really relevant in this book. It's really interesting because you see how her and Barack Obama met, how their marriage progressed, and it's just an interesting window into somebody as they develop through their life. So I highly recommend this if you are interested in Michelle Obama, or if you're curious about her at all. It was just a really wonderful book that had a lot of great lessons in it. So this one I definitely recommend as well. We have lots of copies of this one. Some of them may still be on hold, but we have audiobooks, ebooks, regular copies. The Season with the Witch. We only have one copy of this in the system, but we have many, many copies that are available through Melcat. And if you're not already familiar, Melcat is the interloan system that we use so that we are able to borrow library books from other libraries in Michigan. The last book that I want to talk to you guys about, and I'm going to share the screen with you because I don't actually have this book with me right now, but I'll show you what the cover looks like. This book is called Cinderella Ate My Daughter. So don't judge it by the title. It is a wonderful book. This is what it looks like, okay? And it's a book that is just about kind of the, not archaic, but the general binary system that we use, you know, boys and girls, and how girls are supposed to be girly and they like pink and boys like trucks, and just what kind of message is that sending to our young girls? She talks and does a lot of backed research on what things like Disney princesses, Barbie, Bratz dolls, what kind of impact do these have on young girls? And does it change the way that they are when they grow up? We have this idea that if your little girl plays with Barbies, that she's just going to be this girly girl who doesn't get to make decisions for herself because she doesn't know how to, right? Whatever. And that's not really how things are. Nothing is as black and white as that. And so she really dives into that subject about, is it okay to teach our young women to play with Barbies? Is that a good role model for them to look at and to play with? She does a great job of being unbiased in this. She presents both sides of the spectrum. I read this book before I was a parent, so the fact that it talks about, you know, Cinderella Ate My Daughter is pretty irrelevant. I read this when I was in college. So as long as you kind of focus on the main goal of, you know, whether girls following those mainstream views of, you know, girls play with pink and they wear dresses and they play with Barbie dolls, what kind of factor is that having on young women? So that's the main focus of this book. It's really, really interesting. So if you take it as that focus and less of like a how-to parent manual, which it's not really, it's really fascinating read. So I highly suggest this one as well. We have 2 copies of this at our system, and there are many copies that are available through our Melcat also. So hopefully one of these sparked your interest. If not, stay tuned. I will have more nonfiction books for you guys. And that's all I have for today. So thank you guys so much.